My name is Priscilla Laro. I'm a junior here at the University of Arizona, and I'm a veterinary science major. I was kind of curious as to what the organization was about, so I had kind of done my own research online, looked into it, and I contacted the representative for Guide Dogs for the Blind here in Tucson, and our club here is known as Paws for the Cause. Bishop is a 7-month-old puppy, and he's very playful, very sweet, but very energetic at times. He knows how to behave when it's time to work, and then at the same time, once the jacket comes off, he's just a typical normal puppy that just likes to play and be loved. Yeah, you ready to go to class today? We're gonna do good. We get the puppies when they're about 8 weeks old, and we have to, basically they live with us, we train them, and we're getting them used to interactions with socialization and house manners. We start off with potty training first of all once we get them, and then we move into basic commands such as sit, stay, wait, and then also we train them to interact with other dogs and people as well.
My name is Cecile McKee, and I'm a professor here. I think there are several reasons a club like Paws for the Cause is important. One, the training for these dogs is really, really important. And the club is sort of like a class in that it puts all of the people and the dogs in similar circumstances. And we have to jump through the same hoops in a coordinated way. I have just turned in my 7th dog. And with each one of those dogs, I was what's called a puppy raiser. So the organizations that I've worked with, they raise their own, they breed their own puppies, and when the puppy's about 2 months old, it's given to somebody who raises it then for about a year. And then at the end of that period, the dogs are sent back to Guide Dogs for the Blind, the campus in California. And then they go to what we call boot camp, but it's really training with professional trainers. And they work on things like how to wear a harness and how to navigate with a blind person. I often go to preschools, like 4-year-olds, or elementary schools, go to a 3rd grade classroom with a dog and teach them about how you approach somebody who's got a dog with a cape on. Or what does a guide dog do? Right? Or even, how do we train the dogs? What all is involved in that? So I think it's really important for kids, but also for other people to know, what are service dogs for?
When the puppies are wearing their jackets, they are working, so it is preferable if people come up and they ask to pet the dog. That's always best. And I actually prefer it because it gets him used to human interactions and different kind of environments as well. Usually during a typical week, we spend an hour on just learning a lesson, and then we have plenty of playtime. But every single day, I have to make sure that he gets groomed and cleaned, and we have to make sure that everything is taken care of for him before I can take care of myself.
A lot of people want to do it because, it means you can have a dog with you, right? But in fact, there's a number of serious components to the responsibility of having a puppy. The first thing is a student has to have the ability to commit to it for an entire year. You can't do it for 2 weeks and say, I'm sorry, I don't like this. You have to commit. The second thing is you have to live in a place where the dog would be okay to be.
I do caution people when they're joining it because it's not a pet, so we kind of got to remind people of that, and it is a really big commitment because they are still puppies. It takes a lot of time, and the process is very long as well, so it's not something to go into very lightly.
Our website, for example, lists all of our meetings and our trainings, our evaluations, and so on. You have to attend those. Some students I've known are so busy that they don't have room for that, right? So you have to be able to make room for it. Most of the activities are on Sundays, Sunday afternoon. And so that's another thing I would say to a student who's interested. Make sure that you have the right space in your life for this. Can you give up your Sunday afternoons?
Absolutely, anybody can join. It's a large organization. In our club in particular, we have children that co-raise with their parents that are 8 years old in there. And then we also have people that are about in their 40s, 50s. Anybody likes to raise and can do it. I believe the biggest reward, I know it's going to be hard to let him go eventually, but I think I'm going to be so proud that he's going to be able to make a difference in somebody else's life.
You like the grass?